distinguished dignitaries on the dais, Swami Jnanasivanandaji, Thiru S. Ramachandranji, Dr. R. Ramachandranji, Thiru N. Ananda Padmanabhanji, all the distinguished personalities present here, Thiruvalluvar devotees, friends from media. Today is a very special day. It is an auspicious day. It is Vaikashi Vishagam. It's the day of Lord Murugan. With his blessings, I had the opportunity to have darshan and prayer at Balamurugan Kovil at Sirivupuri, Thiruvalluvar district this morning. And I pray to Lord Murugan to bless us, to bless all my brothers and sisters of Tamil Nadu, all brothers and sisters of Bharat, and all the devotees of Thiruvalluvar and Murugan all across the world. Friends, tomorrow is another very special day. It is Vaikashi Anusham. It's the day when our great Thiruvalluvar was born. Thiruvalluvar Tirunal Dinam. I am thankful to Thiruvalluvar Tirunal Kadagam for organizing not only this event, but they have been doing so on all Vaikashi Anusam, observing Thiruvalluvar Tirunal Dinam. They have been doing so under adverse circumstances, because unfortunately the politics has so much pervaded our life that the state government decided to shift the day in the 1970s to 15th of January, just after Pongal. I mean, one wonders how come Thiruvalluvar's Tirunal can be fixed with the Gregorian calendar. Gregorian calendar came only in 16th century. We know with Pope Gregory it started. When Thiruvalluvar was here, we don't know how many thousand years ago, at least 2000 years ago, there was no Gregorian calendar. How could they fix it on this 15th of January? And why so much distrust to Tamil Panchang? When we have, in our Bharat, there has been a tradition in every part of Bharat. We have our own sense of time. When we fix the date by the month and the nakshatra. That is all over the country, and so here in Tamil land as well. It cannot be. I mean, to fix a Gregorian calendar day, delinking it from Tamil Panchang is unfair, and this is not done. But despite all this, Thiruvalluvar Tirunal Kadagam has been observing the day, and for that they deserve great huge applause. They deserve our compliment. And I must say that we are all missing the great man Swami Tyagaraja. I had the fortune to meet him, to listen to him, to learn from him. We lost him. Till the last year, he was there. We miss his absence, we miss his presence because he is not here with us. But he has left us a responsibility to carry on the legacy of observing Tiruvalluvar's Day as per Tamil calendar, Vaikashi Anusam. It is tomorrow. We are meeting here on the eve of it to celebrate the avatar, the emergence of this great saint. A great saint in the galaxy of rishis of Sanatan Dharma, from Agatya down, Tiruvalluvar, Tirumoolar. So many of the great saints have appeared. The great Nayanars, we know how, Tirunyan Sambandha, Tirunavukarsar, whom we affectionately call him Appa, Sundarar, Manik Vashikar, who gave us Tiruvashika. What a powerful, what a melodious devotional song that he gave us. That we say that if one heart does not melt by listening, Tiruvashikam is not a human heart, it's the heart of a stone. Tiruvasaka Tirakam Urukadhar, Uruvasaka Tirakam Uruka. This is we have great Alavars. So many. And that's what one wonders. And perhaps I get increasingly day by day convinced this particular land is a chosen land, is a Punya Bhumi. How come so many great rishis appeared on this land? They appeared, they planted the seeds of Sanatana Dharma that grew into a mammoth tree spread over the whole Bharat. Tiruvalluvar was perhaps the brightest of suns in the galaxy of the rishis, who gave her the most beautiful, full, complete package, Tirukural. Though it has only 1330 kurals, but it's like an ocean. Any situation in life that you think of, any confusion that you come across, all that you need to do is that turn the pages and you have something to guide you, something valuable to lead you. It is a beautiful Dharma Shastra. It has Bhakti Yoga, it has Jnana Yoga, it has Karma Yoga, everything. And that's why when attempt is made to de-spiritualize Tirukural, present it only as a code of conduct, do's and don'ts, this is unfair. Though my introduction to Tirukural in a very limited way was when I was a high school student, where I happened to read a Kural for inspiration, give you the self-confidence. But when later, when I came and I started reading And I found it is such a wide ocean. Then I started wondering why it should be only the book of do's and don'ts. In fact, if you come to think of it, Dharma is all about do's and don'ts. Dharma is all about life, how to conduct your life. But it is not just in the affairs, the domain of the mundane. It covers the wide range. It covers the domain, the physical domain, as well as a spiritual domain. As a student, as a high school student, I had read this Kural, which was mentioned by the speaker first, Mr. Padmanabhan, about your capacity to do. You have infinite capacity. We are all divine. All that we need to realize that the divinity within, that we are not, we may be finite physically, but being part of the larger, we have infinite capacity. If you decide to do something, if we have firm conviction, we can do it. And that's the inspiration which I got from the Kural. Enniye enyang edipe enyang tenniye rape. You can do what you wish. Purusharth, the core lesson of it. It's a seminal text, a scripture of Sanatana Dharma. Because Sanatana Dharma tells us we are all part of a family, the entire creation. Individual, society, and the creation, we are all organically, integrally one family. It tells us Atmavat Sarma Bhutesu. Every being is like me. We are all manifestation of the same divine. And when we say that Atmavat Sarva Bhutesu, the pain in the other is my pain as well. Not intellectual level, at the emotional level. I must feel the pain. That's the level of expectation, evolution, expectation one has. Sanatana Dharma does not believe any exclusivity, you and I, us and they, it is we. And that's why the pain in other is my pain. When I read Tirukural, where it says, Arivinal agavadu undo puritanoe tananoe pole potrarkari. Tiratanoe tananoe pole. This is, Mahatma Gandhi was a great admirer of Tirukural. He actually, he was a devotee of Tirukural. You know, Mahatma Gandhi was a great rishi again of Sanatana Dharma. He took his political path to liberate Bharat. But in his daily prayer, this is what he used to say, Vaishnav janato tene kahiye jo peer paraye jane. The one who is the person, the human being, one should be called a human being only when you are able to feel the pain of the other. But this is what Tiruvalluvar tells us in his Tirukural. It's pinnacle of devotion, bhakti. It begins, the whole Tirukural begins with asserting the existence of the Adi Bhagavan and then surrender to him. And then we also heard the Kural in the speakers before, that surrender to the Supreme and you are free of all. You are free from the cycle of birth and death. You are free from all the suffering. You are free from all the pain. Patruha patratan patranaya patrai patruha patravidaka. Apex, pinnacle of it. This is total surrender. Bhakti. What could be more than this? Bhakti. Total. It tells about the ruler, administrator, how to administer a country. And we know that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a great devotee of Tiruvalluvar. Tirukural is a part of his entourage. Sometimes you might be hearing him quoting it off and on. He took Tirukural to United Nations, to the whole world, establishing Tiruvalluvar Center in Singapore, Tiruvalluvar Chair in Malaysia, Tiruvalluvar Chair in Boston, Tiruvalluvar in France, all over the world. If you look at the policies of our Prime Minister Modi, you will find everywhere his policies are actually a reflection of teachings of Tiruvalluvar. You know, Prime Minister Modi set the vision of a fully developed Bharat. And it has basic three components: a self-reliant Bharat, self-reliant in economy, self-reliant in national security, self-reliant in knowledge. Knowledge today in the context, science and technology. And all the policies, if you look at, whether economic policy, national security policy, whether it is the knowledge policy, all are aligned or rather inspired by Tirukural. You know, his education policy, take case. Even after 70 years of independence, we had been following an education policy which was essentially a legacy of the British education policy, producing graduates, students, degree holder with certificate, useless knowledge, bookish knowledge. The person gets a graduate PhD holder, you walk around with a job. Knowledge is to empower you. Knowledge is to give you the capacity not only to look after yourself, to look after others. Knowledge doesn't make you knowledge dependent. Knowledge liberates you. Knowledge is power. So, need for such knowledge which are useful, not the bookish knowledge. And then that is what our national education policy is all about. When it talks about knowledge by which you can live, by which you can stand by, again you find deeply inspired by Tirukural. When we say in the Kalavi section, Kark kasadarka karpavai katrapin niraka adarka. Have knowledge, acquire knowledge, knowledge by which is useful, by which you can stand by, which liberates you, not just bookish knowledge. Now this policy, hugely inspired by Tirukural. I really wonder how people, those who say that they love Tiruvalluvar, they claim the ownership of Tiruvalluvar, how can they be opposed to national education policy? Because this national education policy is derived from Tirukural, inspired by Tirukural. National security policy. You know, we've just, hardly a month back, we had a wonderful Operation Sindoor. And how did we accomplish it? We accomplished it because we created a military which is capable Our military of Bharat has always been at the front, never hesitated in sacrificing, giving the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of the motherland. But unfortunately, recall what happened in 1962. When the China invaded, our soldiers went in the freezing height of Himalayas, in the snows, without warm clothing. We didn't give them warm clothing. While the Chinese had automatic weapons, our soldiers had 303 bolt rifle, one ammunition fitted, fire it, pull it, again put it. It was asymmetric war. But our soldiers did not fail us. They went, many of them froze in the snow. They were found frozen for lack of warm clothing. This is how we treated our soldiers. And the result was, we have been humiliated time and again. For the last almost 30 years, Pakistan has been committing acts of terror all over Bharat. There was no part of this country where act of terror was not committed. And all of these were linked with Pakistan. But we couldn't do except just asking for peace, making some empty statement. Imagine 26/11 happened. When Mumbai attack happened, 10 Pakistani terrorists, what they did for almost nearly 60 hours, the whole country in full anger and with a sense of shame watched on TV what these guys did. But what did we do? Within 9 months, the Prime Minister of Bharat goes and meets the Prime Minister of Pakistan in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt and signs an MOU that both countries are victims of terrorism. Attack after attack. It's not that at the time, had we asked our military could have done it. But then, did we equip the military? We didn't.